Hello, my name is Rachel and I love crafting. So today what we're doing is I'm finally trying out these molds I got from TEMU. That was from like one of my collaborations with them where they sent me stuff for free. And I haven't gotten a chance to try the molds yet, so I thought I would give the molds a try with you guys and we can see how these are. Now this first one is the one that's going to be a lot of work and I'm really excited about because it makes a little treasure chest. So you got your lid, there's this other part to your lid, these are like the hinges for your lid, and then it comes with these which are like the closures. So like once you have your box made, you can, you know, attach a little latch to the front of it. So I think that's really cool. I'm excited to get into this and hopefully it won't be too hard with the having to screw in the little latch and things. I don't know if they mark a place for it or you just have to sort of wing that. I have a feeling you just wing that. But yeah, and then the second one was this Triple Moon Goddess tray. Now I've already put some black glitter in there because I actually started doing this last night because I was making another batch of resin and I was like, wait a minute. I wanted to do a review on that, so I didn't actually fill it with the resin, but I did add some black glitter, which might have been a mistake. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how it comes out. But yeah, this makes a little tray, just a cute little tray with that design in the bottom of it. So those are the two molds we're going to be trying. We're also going to be trying some additives for the resin. I got this ruby red metallic pigment. It's like alcohol ink, I believe was what they said, but it's you know, for mixing in with your resin, and also this silver holographic glitter. So instead of painting the molds with micas like I usually do, because the lid's going to be pretty difficult to do that with because the way it's made. I mean, I could definitely get like a splattering of color in there like I sometimes do with the cats that I make. These little cats. They're really hard to paint too, so I just kind of give them a splattering of color, but rely mostly, instead of relying on the mica colors I paint in the mold, I'm going to have to rely mostly on the color of the resin that we're going to make, which is cool because we're trying these new products, so we'll actually be able to see how these work mixed in with the resin, because the way I normally do it with the mica powders, sorry, my allergies are insane right now. But yeah, like with the mica powders, you don't always see what the resin is like underneath in its natural form. So in this situation, we will. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be turning us around to Craft Vision, and I'll just be showing you bits and pieces of the process because I'm sure you've seen me make a batch of resin a billion times, and I'm sure you've seen me pour the molds a billion times. But the fun part will be when we come back and we unmold them all and build our little treasure chest. So I'll see you guys here in a second. Hey guys, welcome to my messy craft desk. So I'm making a full cup of resin, and I've already done the initial stir, but I thought I would bring you guys in for the additives since those are also things we are testing today. And if you're curious, I just get random resins off of Amazon, and this is the one that I currently have, and it's just a 1-to-1 mix. All right, so let me start with some of this alcohol ink. Oh, looks like I've got to open that top. Oh no. This is very liquidy and watery. I feel like it's a little, maybe even a little more watery than my normal alcohol inks, but we'll see how that works out. And we're also going to do some of this holographic glitter. Okay, we're going to add some more of both because this is a lot of resin. I think I'm using like half the bottle. Like a third of the bottle maybe. And some more glitter too, because why not? I'm using up all my additives. But this, like I said, is a very large cup of resin. I think it's making a very interesting color here. Could probably use a little bit more of the red dye. Why not, right? Still not quite half the bottle. Getting close. So far, I think this looks really neat. Okay. Hopefully I didn't put too much additive in here and it doesn't interfere with the curing. Like, I don't think I've ever added too much where it interfered with curing before. I'm not sure what that amount would be. But, you know, like I said, this is a very large batch of resin. I normally only do one of these little, like, 100 milliliter cups. This is I don't even know how much, 250 milliliter. So it's 2.5 of what I normally do. So my experience with coloring it is a little off. But okay, so let me move these parts out of the way. We'll do these second. We're going to start with this. This is going to take a lot of resin, and I would like to be able to pour a bunch of this off real quick. Okay, now the hard part is going to be making sure it gets all down in here. Okay, so I think I have it, got it down by massaging it, got it down into all the crevices. There may be some bubble issues when the finished product comes out, but we'll find out. I'm going to go move this over to where I leave things to cure. I'm going to try the heated curing mat and see if that will speed up the curing time, although I think that's really for only really thin things, so it might not really do a lot for this. But I will be right back. I'm back. It's time to start on these other ones. This one is going to be the trickiest because it's got to sit upright like that, so I'm going to save that one. This one's going to be the easiest, so we're going to start there. That one actually filled nicely, and it looks like there's no gapping down on the side walls. I'm going to transfer this, and then I'll be back for these other pieces. So filling in these small ones is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Oh no. See, I overfilled it. And hopefully it got down, because these two had like indents that it needs to form a peg with. And hopefully it got down in there to form that peg. Okay, so I did use a broken off piece of stir stick there to poke down into the holes, and I hope it worked. It just, from the underneath, it still doesn't look like anything's there, but we'll just have to hope that that works. And our final piece. I way overmade resin. I thought I was going to need more. I still have a ton left, so I'm going to have to figure out something else to do with the resin. So we'll get like a bonus unmolding when all this is ready. But I've got everything together now, and I'll come back when everything is cured and we can assemble our treasure box, or at least attempt to. I will talk to you guys. Hours for me, no time at all for you. So it's the next day, and everything is nice and cured. I have a little pile of extra stuff because, well, I thought I had all of that resin left over, right? So that was enough to fill in the bottom of this coffin. And once I did that, I realized I hadn't filled in the lid to my trunk yet. So I had to make another batch, which was good because I didn't have enough to do the lid to the coffin. I only had enough for the base of the coffin. So then I had to make another batch. So if some of these things seem a little more glittery than others. It's because I got a little carried away with the glitter in the second batch as well. And also I don't think I filled in this lid quite enough. There's quite a gap there, but it should still be fine. I don't think it has to be completely filled up, but I think my heating mat has a slight tilt to certain parts of it, so it looks like everything kind of went down here and disappeared from up there. Anyway, we're not going to worry about these things yet. These will be our bonus unmoldings at the very end of this video, but this is what the video is actually about. Is these molds that I got from TEMU to see how they are. I'm a little nervous because like this part of the trunk, I don't know if you can tell, but it's not quite straight there. So I feel like that's maybe going to mess things up. I don't know. We'll find out. But we're going to start with attempting to unmold this tray. Oh, there we go. There's a small bubble right there at the bottom, but for the most part, ooh, and look at all that glitter. And I guess going in with the black glitter wasn't terrible, but it's also not super noticeable there. But yeah, I mean, I did rather well. I was able to get it all down into the rim with no bubbles. That was a a chore. not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you do have to pay attention and make sure it gets in and fills in all of those gaps, because usually I have like little bubbles somewhere here along the edge, but did a pretty good job of getting it all in there this time. So nice. But yeah, I think that came out really cool. All the glitter fell to the bottom and is giving it a really nice effect. I may or may not go over the symbol in there. Might just leave it like it is with the slightly darker look, but I might also use the silver chrome pen. I thought that it wasn't drying well on the resin, but I discovered I put a second coat on it and then just let it sit longer, and it just needed longer to dry because it no longer rubs off like it had been when I first tested it. So it just needs longer to dry on the resin, but it still does work. So I might go over the design with the chrome pen, or I might just leave it like it is. I haven't decided yet. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think I should paint that over in the chrome silver, or do you think I should just leave it in that slightly darker black glitter? All right, so the tray is a definite win. This is a great mold. Worked beautifully, and I of course will try to remember to put links to these molds down in the description box below. If I can do it right, they will be affiliate links, so if you're a first-time TEMU user, I might actually earn commission. So let's move on to this thing. Let's start with the bottom part. Okay, I do have a few more bubbles in this one. There's like a bubble here and a bubble here and a bubble there. So I do need to be a little more careful when I'm filling this in to make sure I all those bubbles, but pretty good. Maybe again a touch uneven, but we'll see. This one's the one that's probably going to be annoying to unmold. I always worry I'm going to rip the molds when I have molds like this. There we go. Okay, the mold's still in good shape. Yay. Let's take a look at our part. So here's our part. Now I just need to do maybe a little sanding here. This is a very rough edge. I maybe needed to, because that's the top, so I probably just needed to fill it up a little higher so it'd be flatter across. But I can just sand that down to get rid of that rough edge. And then this is the one I'm a little worried because it doesn't seem very straight there at the bottom. And I don't know how that's going to interfere. But you can see it's just nature of the mold. The mold just bends a little there. And then this is going to get glued onto here. And it's kind of a shame that all the glitter fell to that part, because that's the part that, see, there's this little ridge there that corresponds to this ridge. So just a little bit of crazy glue, and that'll go on right like that. And then these are the, oh good, it did get the little pegs. I was so scared it wasn't getting down into the little peg holes, because when I would look at it from the underneath, It didn't look like it was in there, but now I do see that it is, so yay! Because I had to use, like, I used to broke off a piece of one of these stir sticks to poke it down into that hole. But okay, but both of these did come out in one piece and with their pegs intact, which I'm sure are very important for the next step. Because these are the hinges. There we go, and I'm not 100% sure how these work, because this did not come with instructions. So I'm guessing that the peg goes in there. I don't know if it matters which direction. And this is somehow the hinge, but I don't know. Like, I guess it would go in here? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how these hinges work. All right, so we're gonna have to build this. Give me a minute to do some research to figure out how to build this so that I can actually show you guys how to build this in case you want to get this mold. I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I might have this figured out. We of course are going to start with the easiest part. I've got my crazy glue here. I got the one with the little brush. But the easiest part will be this one, so we'll just get the glue on there. And then of course that groove matches up. Now this is the confusing part, these hinges. And if I understand it correctly, what I need to do is one of them gets glued in on this, and you're supposed to, there's like, this is the part that kind of gets me though, because like all of this apparently will protrude out the back because this is supposed to be kind of flush with this. Like that. So, I'm just going to go for it here. I'm just going to put it on this side here and a little corresponding on, yeah, it would be this side. Uh-oh. Hopefully I did the right side because I think I just hit the, because we don't want that to stick. Okay. So then it goes in here. But then, uh-oh, because this other side's still supposed to turn, but it's not. Let's try again. Okay, try same thing for this other side. There. Inside. Just trying to be careful not to get it too far down because we don't want that second one sticking. We need that to be able to move upwards as well. And of course I trapped the second one. Frick. Having a difficult time. If this works, well, I'll be surprised. Oh no, did I get rid of the glue too much? And I did the same thing over here where I got the second one stuck. Oh, I glued the whole hinge in. So you need to have one side that's still spinny. Let's see if I can get this out. There we go, okay. Ripped it out, but I've glued it together. Now I gotta rip it apart. And we're going to give this another go. Okay. Once again, put my glue here on the edge. Oh no, that one fell down. I didn't want that one to fall down. Oh, I'm having a rough time, guys. Getting these to go where they're supposed to. Oh, and now this one won't flip back up. Oh, there we go. Okay, that one's still good. Whew! Got nervous there for a minute. Probably going to need a little bit of dry time. And then this side gets glued. I should have probably done it where the flippy part was on the outsides, but it'll just have to do if I can make it work. These just need to glue in here. And then we just have to wait until the glue actually catches on something besides my fingers. Like, I find that the crazy glues work best with resin, but it's also kind of weird because sometimes it won't stick at all and other times it'll instantly stick. It's so bizarre. I don't understand it. But, okay. So those are glued in there, although whether or not they're permanently glued, I don't know. This one seems to be moving around a lot. But in theory, we would then have... See, that one just doesn't want to stick. It's so weird. Like, this one seems stuck. I don't understand resin sometimes, or crazy, like the way it reacts with things. Why isn't it sticking on this side? Stuck on this side? It's the same thing. But see, it refuses to stick on this side. So weird. I just don't understand why it won't stick on this one side. Okay. But that's the theory behind it. Okay. So, technically, this is what it would look like once it's closed. Definitely something I need to experiment with and play with and try to figure out, because this side does not want to stick. And I don't know why. But I think you can see there how it's supposed to go. This one gets glued to the box, and then this one gets glued to the lid. You need to make sure you don't glue them together because they need to be able to pivot. And also, it would probably been smarter if I did them both on the outside. Like, the lid hinge should be on the outside on both sides, but I just didn't think that through. And then the only other thing that we would have to do with this box, which is still not behaving. Come on, come on. Right there. It just refuses. It's like, why will this one side not stick? The other side's perfectly stuck. So weird. Anyway. I also have to work on positioning so that my lid is more flush. But with a little bit of practice, I think I will get this right. I'm not going to waste one of these on this one because this one isn't quite perfect. I need to experiment a little bit more to get my stuff right. But these go like this. So you would put one on the top of the box, one on the bottom of the box. Make sure they're lined up so that you can close it. But yeah, so it'll close like that. And you just put them on like that. Like, glue it on to hold it in place and then screw it in to finalize it. But yeah, I'm not going to waste it on this box because there are improvements that I need to make. And I would rather use them on completed proper boxes. But overall, yeah, that's really fun, really cool little mold. And I can't wait to play with that some more. So I think both of these molds are pretty much a win. But let me know what you thought about those down in the comments below. And now it's time for our bonus unboxing, because I just had a bunch of leftover resin because of the way I kept messing up my batches. But here we go. I'm just one of the cute little kitties with a lot of glitter. I do make little pendants out of these, and I've got a couple of coffins here. What I do with these coffins, they have a little indent because they used to have a little hole in them, but I removed the posts, and I glue a little gemstone into the little indent, and then I put like one of my bats or something on top of them and make something like this. But they're nice and glittery. The glitter is really nice. So yeah, I like the additives as well, although I feel like the red, alcohol ink type stuff, which I used up almost the entire bottle of doing all this last night. I wouldn't buy this again. I don't think it's very effective or special or great. Let's just get these little plashants. I've forgotten how to say the word, out of the way. Just a little one that says Ouija, and then I do the same thing with these large ones that I do with the coffins, where I put like bats or butterflies or ghosts or some sort of decoration on top of it and make it a little pendant. Although these have a lot of bubbles. I'm shocked at the amount of bubbles that these have, considering how everything else turned out reasonably bubbleless. But yeah, wow, all three of these, I don't know if you can see the corners and edges on all three of these are kind of over bubbled, but the glitter part is really nice. We'll do the coffin. Okay, we do have a small bubble in the lid right there. I tried to massage it all down into the edges of the lid, and for the most part did get it, but there is a rather sizable bubble right there and a small one on each of these corners. Just have to be more conscious of that, and also because of the way that it kind of formed, the edge kind of goes away here at the top, and the edge just keeps it in the box. But the glitter part's super nice. Although there are a few pinprick bubbles throughout. And all of these other molds I believe I got from Amazon. Only those first two molds were the TEMU molds. And then here is the bottom of the coffin box. Again, a few bubbles down in here on the edge, but not bad, not bad. Some pinprick bubbles down in the surface. And then in theory, this would go inside of here, but might need to shave it down a little bit. It's not quite fitting. That happens sometimes too, where it gets distorted. Oops. This edge gets distorted and it's too wide to fit into the box. But a little bit of sanding should take care of that for the coffin box. So I have noticed with these molds, if I use the mica powder in the bottom of the molds like I normally do, I tend to get less of these surface bubbles. Now, I'm not sure what the correlation there is, but when I don't use the mica powders, the bubbles are definitely more prevalent. It's got like lots of little bubbles through there. These especially are extra weird because I don't think it'll pick up on. There we go. See all those tiny little pinprick bubbles? Like just tons of tiny little pinprick holes. And if I use a mica powder down in the bottom, I don't get that. But if I use a mica powder down in the bottom, I also don't get the fun glitter that falls to the bottom. And I'm sure the two are somehow related. The glitter might be causing those little bubbles. But okay, that's everything. That's everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to have to play around with this a little bit more and get this hinge thing figured out. But I really like it, and I think it's a lot of fun. I definitely am going to have fun playing with that. But and the tray is perfect. I'm actually really happy with how great the tray came out. But yeah, that's everything I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about all this down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, of course you can give it a thumbs down, and please tell me all about it in the comments below. And please subscribe to the channel, and I hope everyone is just staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we're living in. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye!